Shannon, did the Celtics' dominant win prove they are the best team in the East?
Well, I didn't need to see that. I've been talking about them, and I felt it was going to come down considering what they played last year. Had they played like this last year against the Golden State Warriors, Skip, they would have won the title, especially this duo. They've done a better job. Now, they still turn the ball over a little bit too much for my liking, but there's so much firepower. They have so much of an arsenal between those two. They're averaging 30 points a game between the two of them, Skip. So when you factor in Tatum's 31, Jaylen Brown's 29 or something like that, you get actually, it's 28. They average 28.89, which is like the seventh most in NBA history between a duo. And they've either led the team in scoring or tied for scoring every single game. Skip, they're special. They're legit. And what makes them so good is that they're so deep. Marcus Smart is not even starting right now, Skip. He's not even playing. And then when you bring Brogdon off the bench, Derek White is starting, and you got Robert Williams, and you got Al Horford, and you got all these guys. They can just come at you in waves. They just wear you down. And you know on any given night, JT can go get you 50. Jaylen Brown can go get you in the high 30s, 40s. And when they team up and they come at you in waves, on a given night, Skip, they're going to get you 60. You just hope they don't hit you up for 70, 75, maybe even 80. So there are the team. I didn't need to see them massacre the Nets last night. That wasn't even a game. I think at what the first quarter was 46-16. You know that game was over. I don't expect them to do a whole lot. I mean, Kyrie can make some magic, but they're not going to do anything without Kevin Durant. And even when KD gets back, I still think they're too small. I don't think they could do anything with the Celtics or the Bucks in a 7-game series. But I didn't need that, Skip. They're special. They got a very unique combo, and they play all the time, which is a plus. So for me, Skip, I didn't need to see that. I think it's going to come down between them and the Bucks when it's all said and done. Chris Middleton is back. It's going to take a while for him to get his legs back, get his conditioning back up under him. But and you know what Giannis is. Giannis is Giannis. Holiday has been great in his absence of Middleton. He's stepped up into that number 2 role. But the Boston Celtics right now are the team to beat.
I got to get a new TV. I don't know what I keep watching, but the harder I watch the Celtics, the less I see. I hear all the things you just said, but they rise and they fall, and they rise and they fall. And last night they rose because, did you look at the three-point numbers on your...
Yeah, but they're capable of that, Skip.
Okay, but everybody's capable of that. That was a three-point aberration night that you can dismiss because they come and they go. It is a make-or-miss league, and they make everything last night. And they made 26 of 54 threes. It's outrageously great because the Nets made 9 of 39. That's a difference of 17 three-point shots plus on the Celtics side. That's 51 points better from the three-point line. What do you think's going to happen? Well, 139 to 96 is going to happen. If you make that many threes, you tip your cap, you say, too good, see you again next time when we have our 7-foot monster back.
But Skip, even though they might not make 26, they're gonna make they make on average between 14 and 18 a game. So it's not like they are a top 3-point shooting team. Okay. And they got guys that can. Tatum can put it on the floor and get to the rim. Jaylen Brown can put it on the floor and get to the rim. Yep. They got guys that they just don't settle for the threes. They got guys that can finish at the basket.
Okay, against the Lakers the other night on Saturday night, the reason it came down to you having a chance to win the game in regulation was because there was no Jayson Tatum to be found in the fourth quarter. He went 1 for 7 in the fourth quarter.
But Skip, where did he go in the second half?
Well, it was Jaylen Brown who took the game over. And I would tell you, the guy who scares me the most is Jaylen Brown.
In the fourth quarter in overtime. But you remember that third quarter? Jayson Tatum went haywire.
Okay. How did they lose 3 times to Orlando this year already? They've already lost 3 games to Orlando. How just recently I watched as they lost at Orlando, then they went down to Miami and they lost, and then they came home and they lost to the Knicks at home when Jaylen Brown missed 2 free throws at the end of the game. He made up for it on Saturday night. But I saw that. I saw them lose earlier this year 5 out of 6. I saw them lose 3 straight games at home. They hit and they miss. They rise and they fall.
But Skip,
they're not the defensive team they were under Ime a year ago. They're now a 10th best defense as opposed to the first best defense.
But the difference is in a regular season game is that do you believe Orlando can beat them in a 7-game series? That's what you have to worry about. I don't worry about a game here or a game there.
I know, but that's 3 times to a team that you let off the show today calling a bad team.
Skip, but I'm saying, do you believe Orlando could beat this team in a 7-game series?
Well, obviously I don't. But you have lost to them in three regular season games.
But what you call them, Orlando beat Philly.
They've beaten a lot of people.
Yes.
They beat Dallas, and they beat Phoenix, and they beat Golden State twice. But Orlando is on the rise. They got talent. Banchero is a stud. He's legit.
Yeah, I didn't
and listen, the Wagner brothers, they can both play, I got to tell you.
And they got Isaac's back. He's playing well. Cole Anthony comes in off the bench. He does a great job. But, Scott, all I'm saying is this, is that, you're going to lose a game here or there. But the question is, can anybody in the East beat these guys in a 7-game series? I believe the only team that can is the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't believe the Nets can. I don't believe the Sixers can. I believe that's the competition. Those 4 teams.
Okay.
Miami, I know everybody, Miami maybe the playoff team, and they fight, they scrappy, but Skip, I just don't see it this year.
Okay. So we got 5 minutes deep in this conversation before you even mentioned the team that I love the most in the East, the team I picked before the season to win the East. You just dismiss them, you bury them, you ignore them. Mr. Sharpe, since December 1st, the best team in the East is the best team in basketball. The Sixers, since December 1st, have gone 21-7. That's the best record in the NBA.
And they still in second place. And they still in second place. You been telling me they got the best record since December 6th, and they still in second place?
And
so
you
what that
keep telling me, Joker is the MVP again.
MVP. Say it with me again. Do you know he averaged a triple-dub? He averaged a triple-dub.
You were probably out and about on Saturday afternoon with better things to do.
I saw it.
I watched Joel Embiid destroy Joker on Saturday in Philadelphia. I saw Joel Embiid, my MVP so far this season, go for 47, 18, and 5 assists against the Joker and made him look like a joke. Joke with no R on it. Joke.
So what we do with that performance the other night? That 26, 18, and 15. What we gonna do with that, Skip? What are we going to do with a man?
Don't bring it to Philadelphia because it's going to get rejected.
Hey, you know you got to come to Denver now.
Yeah.
You know you got to come to Denver, right?
Yeah.
But Skip, do you realize the man is averaging a triple-double? He going to win 3 MVPs straight. That's a rarity. Only a handful of... Russell did it. Chamberlain did it. Bird did it. Now it's about to be Nikola Jokic. Win 3 MVPs. Skip, he's it.
Who ranks like 75th in defensive win shares because he plays little to no defense.
Where is he rated?
Joel Embiid has been one much of the year.
Who is the number 1 rated player in the NBA? You love that stat when Kevin Durant was owning that stat, or Joel Embiid was rated number 1. Nikola Jokic.
In what?
You name an offensive stat, he got it.
But he has no defensive stat, and there are 2 ends to the basketball court, and he plays none at the other end.
He play enough.
He does not.
He play enough.
He drifts.
Let me ask you a question. Is the Philly record better than the Nuggets?
No.
So what you talking about?
I'm talking about...
What you talking about, Skip?
Since December 1st, it's been way better.
But they've been playing basketball since October.
Yeah.
We talking about December. They've been playing basketball since October.
Head-to-head, what did you see on Saturday? I saw the best.
So you take one game. What about the 50 other games?
It was the game. And the only way that team lost at home to Orlando was because they were still riding high off what they'd done to the Denver Nuggets.
Up 21.
They were up 21. They took their foot off the gas, and you cannot against that team because that team will not quit on you.
So what, you got a self-driving car? You got a Tesla, one of the most self-drivers? Okay, then you should have kept your foot on the gas.
Last night they said, okay, watch this.
Did you watch Yoke the other night against Jen Pales?
Yeah. Okay, I got it. But I'll take Joel Embiid any night, any day. I'll take him going forward, and I will beat you.
Give me the guy that got 2 MVPs, about to get a 3rd.
I'll take him. Destroy you.
I'll take him.
I'll take the 7-foot monster
in
Philadelphia.
I'll take him.
And this team is ready to go. It's ready to beat Boston. It's ready to beat Milwaukee. It's ready to beat you name it in the East.
No, they're not.
This is the team.
Skip, you go through this every year. Why you do this to yourself?
Well, I don't do it with the Sixers every year.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I did it with the Nets last year. I do love Joel Embiid. Yes. I do. I've done that every year, and he's finished second 2 years in a row to the MVP.
About to finish 3rd this year because Jayson Tatum will be 2nd.
You really think so?
Yeah, for sure.
So right now, going forward, would you take Joel Embiid or Jayson Tatum? Don't tell me Jayson Tatum.
Skip,
I know you would take Joel Embiid.
Skip, I got to keep milk of magnesia and kale pectate on for Joel Embiid. Tell him I start hurting.
It might.
So then what I'm going to do?
I will give you
He
that.
can't even play.
Yeah. He says this year is his year. He feels special because he feels like it's meant to be. And if he stays upright and healthy, both in feet, knees, and stomach.
Exactly.
Stomach. I need the stomach to be
Well,
healthy.
you better give some of your probiotics because he got gut issues.
He's got gut issues. He has been sick or hurt, sick or hurt, sick or hurt. Well, I just got a good feeling about him and them because James Harden is playing at a high level. He's turned himself into John Stockton.
He is.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
And he's got high passer IQ.
Yeah.
And once he's passed first,
But Harden could always pass the ball. He was just a scorer.
Right.
I mean, people don't give Harden the credit, but Harden was doing what Luka's doing before Luka was doing it.
that is true.
Skip, he was getting 60-point triple doubles. He was averaging 40 and 10.
Yep.
And people just like, oh, James Harden. He's doing exactly what Luka is doing. That's how he won an MVP.
No, I got it. But he looks content now to feed the beast.
Yeah, well, you got to. I mean, Joel Embiid is the best player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not?
Okay?
I mean,
and I watched last night, and James doesn't even look like James anymore to me. I can't even recognize who he used to be.
Because you don't see the guy that can go get 50.
He doesn't do it because he doesn't seem to have that body language anymore.
He doesn't have the scoring mindset. I think he's like, okay, I've won scoring titles. I've won an MVP.
He has.
The only thing left to do is win a title.
That's it.
And I guess he's realized the quickest way for him to win a title is through that 7'2" monster that is Joel Embiid.
That is correct. And that team is deeper than you're giving it credit for.
They ain't deeper than themselves, though.
I don't know. Boy, it's close.
Self-loaded.
Can't wait.
Ooh, the law firm.
Why are they the law firm?
Celtics sporting a
Tatum and Brown. And they're going to see you overdo notice.
They got Y's in their name. I like that. They got Y chromosomes.
They are up 3 games in the win column over the second
Up
place
3.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Hold up. Your
3.
team in
But
third
that
place.
can
And you over there
change fast.
crowing.
There's a lot of time left in
Best
the
team
season.
since December 1st.
And y'all in third place.
It only matters what's going to happen in
ball left
April.
to go.
Jokic is in the first place in the West.
Okay, way to go. In the West.
All right, we
the
got to
worst.
leave this one here. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.